It's crazy. I didn't realize reviewing cannabis products would be like a high school cafeteria, but here we are. Yo, welcome back to Herbistry 420. I'm your host, 40. In today's video, I want to talk about what Herbistry 420 is and what it isn't. I sometimes see comments, questions, and assumptions, and instead of answering them at 1 a.m. baked, I figured let's clear the air here. I want to share my approach to reviews, education, and all the cannabis nerdy stuff that I do here. No drama, just transparency. Herbistry 420 is a cannabis education channel. I talk about vapes, edibles, experiments, hacks, and sometimes things go wrong. The goal is always learning first, with my sense of humor, not flexing or gatekeeping, or even pretending that I know everything. If you're here to learn, laugh a little, and maybe avoid a few mistakes, you're in the right place. What this channel is not is a shopping channel. I'm not telling you to buy everything I review. And if that's what you're looking for, there are channels that do that. No shade. That's just not what I'm trying to do here. When I review a device, my goal is not to tell you whether you should buy it. Instead, I try to figure out who the device is for and speak directly to those users. I personally would never buy a $50 vape, but that's just my preference. But that doesn't mean a person with a $50 budget doesn't deserve a good vape or good information. So if I'm reviewing a budget device, I'm reviewing it through the lens of someone who has that budget or is maybe new to vaping. My job isn't to judge the category, it's to explain it. Every device exists in a context, and context matters. Another important note is I do not speak on products I have not personally used. Obviously, if I've never tried it, I'm not reviewing it. I might say I've heard good things, if I have, but that's where it stops. I'm not going to pretend I know how something performs without first-hand experience. That helps no one. If you tell me a device is awesome and I haven't used it, I reach out to the manufacturer and ask to take a look. Some companies say yes, some companies say no, and some companies act like teenage girls. I remember when I reviewed the Santa Cruz Shredder, I reached out to a bunch of grinder companies, right? I figured we'd do a grind-off. Phoenician Grinders responded to me, chiding me for my review on Santa Cruz Shredder. It's crazy. I didn't realize reviewing cannabis products would be like a high school cafeteria, but here we are. That being said, the drama is not your problem, and it does not affect how I review products. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about free products. The reality is, the majority of devices that I review are sent to me by the manufacturer. I don't buy vapes or accessories anymore because I have hundreds, if not thousands. The reality is I accept new products so that I can review for the community, coming up with tips and tricks and hacks and so forth. I don't need the next new shiny device. That being said, I don't owe any of these companies praise. I owe you guys honesty. Which leads to my next point. When I review something, I try to put myself in the mindset of the person that the device might be for. I have my favorites, of course I do, but comparing everything to my favorites is not very productive. It's not apples to apples. Budget matters, experience matters, wants matters, needs matters. A brand new user with a $50 budget and a veteran user with an unlimited budget are looking for very different things, and that's okay. I want to talk briefly about discount and affiliate codes. I try my best to negotiate discount codes whenever I can. Some manufacturers offer them, some do not, but I do my best to get you the best discount codes so you could save money on devices that you're interested in. Also, I have affiliate codes for some products, but not all. Affiliate codes are not why I make the videos. However, if you find a video helpful, you decide you want the product, and you use my link, it helps support the channel, but it does not control my content. I am never going to tell you to buy something just so I make a few bucks. That's just gross. I thought I would also mention that every long form video takes at least 4 hours, from pre-production to production to post, right? Sometimes the audio goes out, sometimes the camera hates me. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, even though I might make this look pretty casual, huh? This next part I thought went without saying. These videos are my opinions. You're not going to agree with everything that I say. Do you agree with everything that anyone says? For sure not. Not your significant other, not your friends, not your family. You disagree with certain things. You might have a better technique, you may prefer a different device, and respectful disagreement is welcomed here. Unhinged comments? Grow up. What are you going to do? Beat me up in the computer? So in the end, why should you listen to me at all? It's not because I'm better than anyone. It's just because I've done this a lot. I've reviewed hundreds of vapes. I've made hundreds of thousands of gummies and edibles, both personally and professionally. I'm a nerd. I love learning, experimenting, and sharing what I learn with others. I'm an ex-college professor, which probably explains a lot. My brain is just wired for education. I also know audio and video extremely well, which allows me to deliver exceptional quality content to you guys. A quick note about harm reduction. Know your limits. Start low, go slow until you know. And what do I mean by that? If you don't know what your tolerance is, definitely don't compete with me, others in the scene, your friends, etc. You'll have a bad time. Also, remember, I'm not a doctor or a lawyer. Know your local laws. I don't suggest you do anything in any of the videos that I do. Remember, this stuff is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You take responsibility for any of the actions that you do. At the end of the day, Herbistry 420 is about honesty, education, curiosity, and community. Take what's useful, leave what isn't, ask questions, share your experiences, and make informed decisions. If that's your vibe, welcome. I really appreciate you being here. Guys, gals, everybody, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. You know the deal, baby. All that stuff supports the channel. Love you guys. Till next time, I'm out.